Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thanks very much for joining me for today's video. This is a roundup of everything I got made in June 2025. So if you watch my Friday Sews videos, you will have seen most of these already, but I do love combining them into one monthly makes vlog, and I have a playlist on my channel of all my makes across the years, so I'll link that up here and also down below. So I'll also break these into chapters, so you'll see them down below based on the categories, so you can skip ahead to whatever one interests you. So without further ado, we'll get started because there's an awful lot to get through. June was a bumper month as always, and also as usual I will start with what I'm not going to talk about, and that is the Sewfruity 25 challenge, because I do have a dedicated reveal vlog to do with the Sewfruity challenge, and I'll link that up here. Fabulous challenge run every year by the lovely Yvette from Blossom Sandwich. I made a little strawberry pouch, I made a lobster and lemon t-shirt, I made the Painter's tote by Luke, and I also made the Zentha tote by Forget Me Not Passions. Hopefully I'll pop in some pictures here and that vlog goes into those in more detail. But moving on to my first category here, which I will talk about, and that is jackets. And I made one jacket in June, and that was a collaboration with my lovely friend Mel. She's Melanie Keane over on Instagram. I'll link her down below. And we decided to make the Avelia jacket together. Please go and look at Mel's version. It is stunning, absolutely stunning. This is my version. So this is the Avelia jacket, and it's a free pattern on the Mood Fabrics website, and I made it in this incredible boucle almost fabric, and this is from Rainbow Fabrics. So regarding Rainbow Fabrics, I am a brand ambassador. I'll pop my code in here, Rachel !VIP, and that will get you 20% off site-wide, and that's an affiliate link. Thank you very, very much. So this is the boucle on their site. The ribbing, the cuffing here is this beautiful gold, and that I got from Quilt Yarn Stitch. The lining is the most fabulous, almost animal-y print viscose that I got from Love Fabrics. Of course, a little Rosy Cheeks label that says made to party. Randomly, myself and Mel put in the same label in both our jackets, unbeknownst to each other, which is fun. And then my little zip here as well is from Crafty Studio. So it's a lovely, lovely free pattern. The instructions on the site are okay, slightly minimal. However, the lovely Mel sent me two Sewalongs, and I'll link both of them below. They were both fabulous. One of them shows you a really lovely construction, which everything is enclosed. The only top stitching is around the zip. And the other vlog shows you how to put in inseam pockets, which isn't in the pattern, but I really, really enjoy a pocket, and I just love how they went in. So those two videos are just fabulous, really, really good. I made a size 12 to 14 because the sizing is banded. I should have made a 16 to 18 at the waist. I should have graded out. It's a little bit snug. I'll know for next time. I added 1 inch to the bodice. I could possibly add another inch, but I think it's absolutely fine. So it's just a lovely, really fun jacket. The weather has been too warm to wear it, which is a wonderful complaint, but I look forward to wearing it coming into the autumn. It's got this really cute little pocket here on the shoulder, which I think is just a bit of fun. I altered the neckline ever so slightly to give it that curve, just like kind of one of your stereotypical jackets, but it's a really, really nice pattern, and it's got this lovely zip placket here, which gives it a lovely professional finish. And yeah, overall, I'm very, very happy with it, and it was a really fun make and a lovely collaboration to do with Mel. So hopefully I'll pop in a few pictures here of me wearing it. The next category is dresses, and I made 2 dresses in June, and the first dress was another collaboration because I love doing collaborations, and this one was with my lovely, lovely friend Claire. She's Stitch Hem Sew over on YouTube and Instagram. Again, I'll link both these below, and we decided to do the Closet Core Elodie dress, which I just love. So I'll pop in a picture of me here wearing it. I've worn it loads since. I absolutely love this dress. Again, the fabric is from Rainbow Fabrics that I picked up at the Stitch Festival in March. It's got a little bit of a stretch to it, but it didn't impact the pattern, which is great. I made view A with the short sleeves and the midi length. I made a size 10 grading to a size 12. So the label I popped in is a cozy club. It says oops, mistakes were made, solutions were found, because I should have added length to the bodice. So it's a teeny weeny bit short in the waist, but the way I got around that was I just brought down the seam allowance of the waistband here from 5/8 to a 1/4 inch. So I bought myself a little bit of extra room, which is great. It's a lovely full wrap dress. So it goes all the way across. It's got the little gap in the side seam here. It's got a beautifully enclosed waistband here, which is very, very pretty. You hand sew that, but I think it's well worth it. It's got these beautiful release pleats here that give lovely shaping to the bust. And then it's got little pleats as well at the back, which is very, very nice. Lovely, lovely full wrap. I bound the wrap in Specky Seamstress binding, which I think looks really pretty because you get a little flash of that. The only other alteration I made was I added inseam pockets. The pattern does come with patch pockets, but I didn't think for this fabric it would be suitable. So I did my usual trick of lengthening the pocket piece that I had, so you can just about see here, and securing it into the waist seam. So it gives lovely inseam pockets, which I really, really enjoy, and I would definitely miss if they weren't there. So that is the Closet Core Elodie. I would encourage you to check out Claire's reveal video on her Elodie as well. It's beautiful. So that was my first dress. The second dress, again, I think you're going to be so bored of me talking about this dress because I absolutely love it. And it is the Style Arc Belle Dress. Again, Rainbow Fabrics, and this beautiful viscose. I have washed this and worn it, and it's just beautiful. So this is a Style Arc pattern. I'd never used a Style Arc pattern before. The instructions were okay. I kind of had to make up a few based on my experience in making dresses. There is actually a sew along for this as well, which I'll link down below as well, which I think would be really, really helpful if you were willing to tackle this dress, and I would encourage you to. I love it. I made a size 10, but my measurements put me in a size 10 grading to a size 12, but I did actually make a toile, and I realized I needed to add an inch to the bodice, which I did in this version, and I realized that I didn't need to grade to a 12, just a straight size 10 fits me absolutely fine. I can get this on over my head because of the beautiful back detail with the shirring here. So I sewed down this button placket here. So none of these buttons are functional. There's no buttonholes. So this is all sewn down here, which gives a level of modesty that I quite enjoy. And there's no fear of gaping or anything, which is great. I did the lovely balloon sleeves with the elastic. My label here is made in 2025. That's a Little Rosy Cheeks, I believe, which is really nice. So yeah, really, I had fun doing the shirring. I'll pop a link down below to the tutorial I followed. I hadn't done shirring for a long time. I had to refresh my memory. I used the Stitch Sisters vlog on shirring. Say that 10 times, which was really useful, and I think it went in rather well, and I think it looks quite pretty in these stripes. So overall, love this dress, and I'm keen to make more. It's a full swishy full length dress. Again, I did my pocket hack, and yes, I just love it. So moving on to the next category, which is accessories. So the first one I cannot show you. I'll pop in a picture here. This was what I made for my dad for Father's Day, and I made him the Helen's Closet Sam apron, which I'd been meaning to make for a long time. It's a free pattern, and I just loved making this, and I think he really enjoys it because apparently he's been wearing it loads, which is great. Always good sign. I got the beautiful navy canvas from Dreesenstoffen, and I got the webbing from Quilt Yarn Stitch. You do need about 4.5 meters of webbing because I did the crisscross back. So because it crosses over at the back and then comes all around the front, you do need a good bit of webbing. I bound it in Specky Seamstress binding. The pattern comes for self-binding, but why miss an opportunity to use Specky Seamstress binding? And I popped in a little Cozy Club handmade as well, destined for greatness because of that kitchen culinary pun, which I really love. So it's a fabulous pattern, as Helen's Closet patterns always are, and yeah, it just makes a beautiful gift because minimal measuring and for somebody who enjoys cooking. So yeah, I just really liked making that. Also for Father's Day, I made a few little pouches. So cast your minds back to April, I believe, and the Studio 77 the lovely Emma did a sew along of a boxy pouch. And I was really taken by the style of the pattern, so I joined in, and I've made myself a few of them, but I thought it'd be fun to make some for Father's Day. So I made one for my dad and one for Mr. French Seams. And I don't have my dad's, obviously, but here's Mr. French Seams one in this beautiful spotty fabric. I just used fat quarters, but for the lining for theirs, I used POL fabric. So it's a kind of a shiny white clean fabric that I got from the Sewing Sanctuary at the Knitting and Stitching in Belfast last year, and this was the end of it, and I really need to get more because it's super handy for this kind of project. It's almost like baby bib fabric, that kind of stuff. So this is the boxy pouch. You can see the lovely seam. I popped that out. For Mr. French Seams, I added a little golf ribbon because you know he loves golf, and a little rosy cheeks label that says made by my wife, and it just makes a really lovely travel wash bag or sponge bag, whatever you like, and I'm just very, very happy with it. So pop in a picture here that I made 2 of them, and they come together quite quickly. The version I made myself, I didn't have fusible fleece, I only had foam, so mine is quite sturdy. This I actually did use fusible fleece, and I think the effect is very, very nice. So this was a sew along where you got the pattern, but now since that sew along is finished, I think you can now purchase the pattern, so I'll link that down below if you're interested in it, I should say. And again, great opportunity to use my continuous zips. So that was that. Next up is 2 little things from my little boys. I went to a lovely open day of a new to me fabric shop that's quite close to me, and it's called Celtic Fusion Fabrics, and I popped down with a few lovely sewing friends and I purchased some lovely fabric, among which I got 2 little pieces that I knew my boys would love, these summer polar bears, which are adorable, and little foxes. So I knew they'd both love them. I came home with the 2 fabrics and I said, what would you like? Immediately they knew exactly what they wanted. Baby French Seams wanted a sunglasses case because he had obviously seen my sunglasses case, which I use all the time, and that is a tutorial by my lovely friend Sam, So Let's Sparkle. I'll link it down below, for a sunglasses case. I think she did it for the Sew Skin Summer Challenge. Fabulous pattern. I basically scaled it down and I just altered slightly to put a seam so I could use directional fabric. So you've got a little polar bear on the inside, and he keeps his itty bitty sunglasses in here, and it's just adorable, and he's very, very happy. Older French Seams wanted a pencil case, but he was quite specific that he wanted one with a circle on it, so a bit of fussy cutting here with little smiley polar bears, and he gets a little dinosaur zip pull that my lovely friend Adam Sews kindly gave me. This zip is a purple stitches zip, I think, and then inside is the foxes and loom bands. Loom bands in my house are everywhere. So lovely. This is a free pattern. I'll link that down below as well. The only thing about this is you have to bind the insides. So that was quite tricky because it's quite small. I bound it on my sewing machine and then I hand stitched the other side. When I showed this on Friday Sews, one lady said, just overlock them, which is genius, which is what I'll do the next time. But they're both very happy, and that's all that matters. So the last accessory I made, or home accessory I should say, was a pair of curtains for the kitchen downstairs, which I'll pop a picture here. IKEA pre-cuts. The curtains in the kitchen needed a bit of a refresh, and these are just very simple. They're basically just done with tabs. I just copied the pattern we had before, and they worked out really, really well and quite speedy, just lots of straight line stitching. So yes, they were my accessories. Moving on to crochet. So I did the summer blanket from Serdar, and if I just grab it here, again, this wasn't just June. This started in May. This was 6 weeks of fun, shall we call it. The pattern was released weekly. We've just started the Halloween one, which is very exciting. But this is my summer crochet blanket. You've got the cherries, then you've got strawberries, little ruffles, then you've got gingham with fruits, you've got granny stripes, you've got more gingham fruits, got strawberries, ruffles, and a watermelon, and a little pom-pom border. I just loved making this. It was so much fun. I have a little group over on Instagram around the Serdar crochet along. If you'd like to join it, drop me a message over there. I'd be happy to join that group. And yeah, it was just a really, really fun thing. This upped my crochet skills. I can't even tell you. Yes, they went up exponentially. It was just marvelous. So that was my crochet. Moving on to my knitting. I finished a pair of socks. Again, not just in June, these were started much before June. This is another free pattern, and this is called Brenda's Toe Up Socks. It's a beautiful 3x1 rib, which is very, very pretty. It has a lovely heel, which challenged me, let's just say, but I got there in the end. It came out very, very nicely. And this yarn is beautiful. It's an opal yarn, and it's part of the Van Gogh series. So this is inspired by one of his paintings, the cafe painting. I'll link it below. I forgot the name of it, but I got this beautiful yarn from a lovely yarn shop called Olga's Own Craft. I'll link that down below. She's an online presence as well. She has most beautiful things. So yeah, very, very happy with these. You can see I'm loving my knitting adventures. Next up is pyjamas, and yes, it does get an entire category. So for my pyjamas, they were kind of a toile, a speedy toile. Again, a fabric from Rainbow Fabrics. I made the free pattern, the seamwork handsy top, just a very, very basic shell top, but I really like the fit. It's got a lovely bust dart. I raised the bust dart. I'll link below how I did that. And then I was able to use the border on the bottom. So very, very pretty pajama top, because I wanted it to go with a toile of some shorts. And these are the Sepia shorts by Closet Core. It comes in shorts, barrel leg trousers and wide leg trousers, and I was taken by the barrel leg trousers and I wanted to try out the shorts with huge success, I might say. I really enjoy them. A lovely kind of paper bag waist, lovely pockets. They come with double pockets. This is just one, and I didn't put on the back pockets, but I'm very, very happy with these, and I've since gone on to make loads more. So they were the Sepias. I should say I made a size 14 grading to a 12 in the shorts, but then I've altered slightly for later versions, and it's now a 16 grading to a 12 because I lowered the waist by about 3 inches. So the other pajamas were for my little boys. So I'll pop in a picture here. I just have baby French seams ones here in this amazing otter cotton jersey from Driesenstoffen with just ribbing I had in my stash. So a little t-shirt. He gets a Cozy Club handmade label with a sloth and then a snail on the inside. And then he gets little shorts. Older French seams are identical, except that the sloth is on the outside on his. And these are the kids' pajamas by, is it Made By Me patterns? I'll link it below. A fabulous kids' pajama pattern. I use it all the time. It comes with long sleeves and long trousers with cuffs, but I just cut them off to make shorts and t-shirt for the summer, and I just keep reprinting a bigger size. It's the most fabulous pattern, so really, really cute. Not to be left behind, I decided I needed a matching pajama top too, so I have a little otter pajama top, and this is the Jennifer Lauren ME t-shirt that I just love. Such a perfect t-shirt. I really like the fit. It's got beautiful binding on the binding on the arms. Then for the hem, you just turn up the hem, but I used the Waves and Wild hack to make a kind of faux hemband, which I think looks really, really nice. So yeah, love this pattern. Brilliant for showing off a print, and I love a matchy moment, as you know. So they were the pajamas. The last category is tops, and I have a couple to show you. First up is another Donny. Is this number 4? I think it is. Could be number 5. But yeah, I can't see myself stopping anytime soon. This is the Donny shirt by Friday Pattern Company in this beautiful Liberty fabric that I got from Stitch Fabrics at the Stitch Festival in March, I think, and I knew instantly I wanted a Donny. I just bought a metre because I can get a Donny shirt out of a metre with some very clever cutting. The inside yoke is cut in 2, not in the fold, but you cannot see the seam lines on this. Beautiful neckline, beautiful collar. I didn't interface this because the fabric is so light. I just wanted it to be a breezy summer shirt, and I'm very, very happy with it. Lovely burrito yoke and gathering, again very, very tricky to see. Lovely short sleeves and a little seam down here. I make a size medium, and I add 2 inches to the bodice, and I remove about 2 inches from the sleeves to make them a little bit shorter because I think that looks a bit nicer. But it's just a fabulous, fabulous pattern. I love it so much. I love the Donny, and I wear this a lot with my Helen's Closet Arden pants. The next t-shirt or top I would like to show you is another repeat. I make things again and again. This is the Chasing Butterflies top by Pattern Emporium. This fabulous pink cotton jersey with these ladies' faces that I bought from Driesenstoffen. I bound the neckline, which I love doing. I'll pop in here a tutorial that I made on how I do that. Beautiful batwing sleeve. It doesn't come with cuffs, but I added these. I think I used the Tilling the Buttons Billy pattern for this. It comes with a nice hemband. I make a size 12 grading to a size 14. Be warned that all of this is cut on the fold, so your fabric does need to be quite wide, which is why I add a cuff just to make the sleeves a little bit longer because I'm that bit taller. But yeah, I just love this pattern so much. I've got Swing It, Shake It, Move It, Made It to go with the pink, which I love. It's just such a fun pattern. I've made this about 3 or 4 times, all different fabrics, and they're all so different, and I love each one of them. So that's that. And then I think we've come to the end. Oh no, 2 left. I've forgotten what I'm wearing. This is the My Handmade Wardrobe Mix It Up tee, and I made this recently on a kind of sew along video with the lovely Sarah. So she was launching her weekend sewing club and she launched this free t-shirt pattern, which I just love. It's got a lovely yoke and then the front and the back are the same pattern piece. It's got a nice neckband and it's got these really lovely turned up cuffs. I made a size medium, I believe, and I reduced the length by about an inch, but as a scrap buster, if you want to colour block, it's a really fabulous t-shirt pattern. And she is launching the weekend sewing club. So basically you pay monthly and you get a pattern. You also get advice on fitting, you get advice on fabric, you get sew-alongs, all that good stuff. So I'll link that down below as well if that's something you're interested in. So, but really love this pattern. It's really great. That brings us to the last top, and that is this one, another repeat. This is the Remy sweatshirt, and this is by Petite Stitchery. Again, I've bent the neckline. It's a lovely drop sleeve sweatshirt with this lovely ruche detail here. There's two channels, difficult to see with the stripes, these two channels, and then it's got a cuff, almost balloon sleeve, which I really enjoy. I made this before and I made a medium and it came up quite boxy. So I sized down to a small. It's still quite oversized, but that's just the style. I do enjoy it. Lovely drop sleeve. I made a different neck the last time, but I wanted to make the crew neck this time. I made the funnel neck, that's what it was the last time. This time I wanted to make the crew neck, but it came up very high. So I cut it down and I followed the pattern piece for the Tilly and the Buttons Billy sweatshirt, and the neckband, I just did 80% of the neck and it went in much better and a little bit lower on me, which is more comfortable, but everything else is exactly the same. I made, yes, a size small. I added 2 inches to the bodice. Because of this ruching, it raises it up ever so slightly, and without that 2 inches, it would have been too short on me. But I didn't add length to the sleeves and they came out very well. This fabric is a beautiful Breton stripe fabric and I got that from Love Fabrics Ireland. So very nice pattern. Did I pop in a label? Of course I did. It says Make Waves, and that's little rosy cheeks on the little side split, which I think is a very nice detail. So they were all my makes for June. So lots of variety, lots of different fabrics, lots of different things to make, which I always enjoy. Have you made any of them? Let me know in the comment box below, or if you have any questions on anything I spoke about today, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I hope you're getting some lovely sewing. I hope the weather is nice where you are. It's not too bad in Dublin. Thank you very much as always for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would very much love it if you could give me a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing. And I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Take care everyone. Bye.